Hi, this is Wilna, and I made 3 layouts for Coco Daisy. I was a guest designer for them for December, and I just thought to record it and to show you all 3 in one. This is the kit I used. It's called Monterey Bay, and you can find it on the Coco Daisy website. So their December kit is not super Christmas-ish, which I actually love. I'm not really a seasonal scrapbooker. I love to use products that I can use throughout the year except for Christmas, but I'm already making a lot of Christmas layouts for my December journal that you can also see on my blog, and this layout, these layouts are just, I call them happy-go-lucky layouts. I don't plan a lot of them. And when I work on kits or design for companies, it's really touch and go. And I absolutely love the feeling of the freedom of just to scrapbook. I don't necessarily use a lot of techniques. And the focus is on the product, right? So that's kind of fun for me. So I recorded my process for all 3 layouts, and I'll show you exactly how I made them, and I hope you enjoy it. So all these pieces that you see cut out on that layout is basically a sheet of paper by Amy Tangerine from her new line, and I just went ahead and I cut out all of them, all the strips. So, and then I placed them just like that on my layout, thinking that it should look like a stack of photographs, almost just randomly lying down. And then I was thinking, how am I going to adhere them all at once? So I thought, aha, sewing machine. So what you don't see is that my needle broke there. It's always the weirdest things that happen whenever I do anything on film. So whatever, I just, at least it was adhered and stitched down. So I went ahead to see how I want to finish this page. So all these words and little pieces of paper is like a little embellishment cluster, but instead of embellishments, it's just pattern paper. Also featured in the kit is the Coco Daisy acrylic shapes, these little houses, different shapes and colors, and that was my main inspiration for this layout and how the layout proceeded and the colors I used. So they really cute and adorable. So I decided to use the yellow and blue gelatos. I'm just going to color around the edges of the paper cluster. I didn't want to use yellow. I wanted to use more the lime green yellow. So I just had to take that out of my stash. So I'm just coloring it. And then I decided not to use water on it, but just use my finger and blend the colors. So the trick here is not to press too hard, because you will rub through the paper if you press too hard. So just lightly, and it's more a movement action than a pressure action. So move your fingers a lot, but very lightly. So there you go. Already you can see how just the colors starts to pop. It frames the words, and it was just a lot of fun. So I'm using the sticker sheet, and the sticker sheet is actually Addon. It's in the Addon kit. Let me just see which one. The Pacific Grove Scrapbooking Addon is that's the one that I requested as well, and that's the sticker sheet you see there. Also cute embellishments, a part of that kit. And so I don't want the thanks there, so I'm just going to cover it with a different sticker. Hi, hello. So that's kind of nice. And my whole idea with this layout is to work on the the theme of this layout is to stay curious. You can see the words that Amy wrote in her own hands, Amy Tangerine. So now I'm just using hot glue and adhering the little houses, which is wonderful to use on acrylic shapes. And the plan now is to use a lot of journaling. So with all the layouts that I created for this kit, excuse me, the plan was to use a lot of journaling. I just wanted to journal my heart out on these layouts. So I switched a photograph of Jana to a black and white one because I felt that it made the layout pop some more. And it was a very good choice. I'm very happy with my choice. And now I'm just going to use that lovely sticker sheet and just add some of the embellishments on it. So I just want to look and see, what is that sticker sheet called? I think it's Pebbles, Jen Hatfield, homemaker paper. No, it's not. It's the Jen Hatfield homemade sticker sheet. Jen Hatfield. So it's lovely. I love the gold in it, and I used it on all the layouts, the touches of gold, which is just absolutely brilliant. Okay, so on this layout, I did my journaling and I absolutely hated it. I mean, I don't know what was up the day that I did my journaling, but I just wrote really hideously. And so I ended up cutting out the piece that I wrote on, and you'll see in the photographs there's a cutout piece, and I feel it's totally fine. You know what, if you really mess it up in a bad way, don't throw out the whole layout, just cut out the piece that doesn't work, and then you can redo it. So if you see the cut out pieces on this layout, then you'll know why. And I'm going to mount it on this lovely sheet of paper with the little triangles, and I think the black and white again works with the black and white in the layout, and then just these wonderful, beautiful pops of color. And this is really how simple this layout is. I think we sometimes overthink things, we make it way more difficult than it is, and in the end the biggest thing for us is just to start. And even with me, when I designed when I did these 3 layouts for Cocoa Daisy, I had a hard time just starting, but once I started, it just flowed. And I think you have to trust yourself to. Of course, my adhesive ran out, and you just have to trust yourself and move forward and just keep on working until you're happy with the result. So this is the first layout basically done. I'm not going to show you how I did my journaling, but after this little segment, I'll show you a few details of the layout, and you can see more details on my blog. I'll have a little gallery of all the details. So yeah, I'm just going to add my journaling around it. You can see how I cut out a piece of the layout, and I just added some more gelatos just to cover up the little line there, little bit of details with the. And I think the thing that I love the most is that the stacked on papers leave this texture, but it's very tone on tone. So okay, so moving on, this is the second layout I'm going to do, and I'm just going to add some molding paste to this one, and then it's going to dry, and then I'm going to make the other one and come back to this one. So in the add-on kit you have these beautiful little embellishments by Amy Tan as well, and I just absolutely love them. So I opened up the whole, it's called the Stitched Ephemera Pack by Amy Tan, and I just opened up the whole package and see how many of them I could use. And then I took out my Heidi Swap mask that I bought from Michael's, and I'm just going to add a little bit of molding paste. So I was looking at all the stencils that I have, and to be quite honest, this was the one that I laid my hands on first, and I decided just to use it. So it has little butterflies on them, and I really just want to create a textured part of this layout on one side, and then this cluster of colorful embellishments on the other side. And I love the mint green touches, and then I just think it works well with this full photo of my 3 girls. So I basically, you just want to adhere it to the page with a bit of washi tape, because when you apply molding paste over a mask, you don't want it to move. And the bigger your stencil is, if your stencil is really big, you want to maybe just use some adhesive spray on the back. But for this one, it's a little one, and there's just a couple of openings. So I'm just going to use washi tape, and you just spread the masking, not the masking fluid, the molding paste over it, and voila, look how pretty it looks. It works fantastic every time. And now you just want to, I usually scrape off as much of the molding paste as I can and salvage it back into the little jar. And now you just want to place this aside for around 20 minutes. It dries fairly quickly. And onto the next layout, where I absolutely love these papers by Amy Tan, and I really want to feature them in a way that, like the style that I scrapbook in, is not overwhelming. So I'm going to be cutting out a strip of them. You can see I'm layering them, and I'm just cutting it like rough. I'm roughing it. So, and then I just want to lay it down and then adhere them. And I don't know why. I don't know. I have the worst luck with adhesive. That's why I use hot glue. Anyway, so just a strip on the side of the paper, not even a third, maybe a quarter of the page. And now I'm going to be adding some of these lovely embellishments with this sheet, and I'm going to use this photograph of Tia. I'm just going to cut it a little smaller and tuck it in behind. And the tag is also going in behind. Everything here is in the kit, and the ephemera pack again is featuring here, and I'm just going to stack some embellishments on the sides. This is a very fun exercise, really one of my favorite things to do. I think if you look back in my galleries, I've done this technique or this layout style a few times, quite a few times, and it just works every time. And I don't have a problem of repeating things, because if you're not actively looking, you really won't even see how I repeat things. And it's just fun, you know. It's lovely to have a recipe sometimes that just works. It's like it becomes a family favorite, and this is one of those for me. I love the gold butterflies. I just love it. I can't get enough of it. I think if that whole sheet was covered with gold butterflies, it would really make me like super happy, and then you would have seen way more butterflies. Also, the lovely use of pink and yellow and gray just works with the photograph that I'm using. This is a photo shoot I did with my girls in the fall. All 3 of the pictures I'm using on these layouts. I have a whole stack of photos printed, so I'm going to be scrapbooking them for a long time, which is awesome. And you know, I had a conversation with a friend the other day about digital photos and how do you make sure that you don't lose, you know, a hard drive that malfunction and you lose your digital photos. And I do have a server where I store my photos on, and they're probably on every single hard drive, and I have quite a few of those. So I think I have copies of most of my photos, like 4 or 5 copies somewhere. But you know what, if something ought to happen to me, I don't know if anyone would know where to go and look for them. But the conversation went this way, where we said, but what if, you lose everything? And then I said to her, the one thing of being a scrapbooker, because she's a doctor, she doesn't scrapbook. I said to her, the one thing about being a scrapbooker is you actually print out your digital photos, and most of my most favorite photos are in scrapbooks somewhere in my house. So even if I lose all the digital copies, I will still have the actual scrapbook layouts and pages. And I think that counts for something. And I think that's the one thing that really endears me to this hobby, is that in this digital age, we are the ones that actually still print the photos, where most of our friends only have them in digital format. So let's keep it alive. I really hope that this hobby lasts for a very long time, even though all the statistics say that it's degrading and declining. I have high hopes that scrapbooking will be around for a very long time. So this is a stamp set, also part of the kit, and I'm just using a pigment marker to color. That's the one thing, if you just have little stamps that you love to use, these big brush pens comes in all different colors. And what I love about them is that you don't have to have an ink pad in every color. You can just have a pen and you just color them. And it's India ink, pigment ink, so you can actually use watercolors over it and it won't smudge. So that's nice. So now I'm just going to use some October Afternoon, way back in the day. Please, October Afternoon, bring back some more of these wonderful mists. These colors are fantastic. They are like butter, this specific one. I don't think it's up for sale anymore. But you can see I'm covering my photograph whenever I splatter, because why? I know, I have first-hand experience of having a splatter in the middle of someone's face. So just cover it up, and then use your big brush and just drop the ink. And you know what? I love this October Afternoon because it dries so quickly. So this layout is done. I'm just going to wait for the paint to dry, and then I'm going to do my journaling. Right, and onto the last layout. So you can see, I don't know why I did that. Don't do that, people. Just use a pencil, not a pen. You can see part of the washi tape remained, so I decided to leave it there. And now I'm just going to stack the embellishments with a little bit of hot glue, and just use my hot glue gun and just arrange them to make a little embellishment cluster. You can see I wave it dry or cold for a little bit, and then you just put it down. So that way there's a little bit of dimension. You can't really see it from above the way I'm filming it, but I try to leave a little bit of space behind or underneath it, so that there's always a little bit of dimension, which makes it fascinating, I think. So now I'm also thinking of maybe I should switch to a black and white photograph, looking through my stack of photos, and deciding which one should I use. And in the end, I'm actually just looking at the black and white photos. I don't know, I love black and white, and I always make sure when I print or get some photos printed that I have some black and whites, because we scrapbook with so much color, and you can't always match the color of your photo to the color of your embellishments. So black and white is a fabulous option there. And there you can see why you don't scrapbook with or draw lines with a pigment marker on your layout. So what I did was I just covered it up, but you'll see it in a second. Also a little flare from the kit. I love this kit, and believe it or not, but I'm not a very good kit person. Oftentimes I would just stare at the products and really don't have a clue what to do. But for some reason this one worked out wonderful for me, and I'm thankful, and I love all the layouts that I made for them enough to make a video or to actually post this video. And I make a lot of videos that I don't post because I'm just not happy with the quality of the layout. And yes, it does happen, but that's fine. I made a decision when I started to work more for myself to only post videos and layouts and pages that I absolutely love. So this piece of twine is also in the layout kit, and I really wanted to use it, so I decided to I placed it on my layout, and I just loved the way that it fell, and I decided, let me just adhere it so you can see the natural curves of it, and I try to keep that. And now I'm going to try and cut it with that scissors, which is absolutely useless. You can see how hard I try to cut through a piece of twine. So yeah, I should actually just throw it away. And then I decided to add another layer of the string, and that really that's like the most fascinating part of this layout for me personally, is the little piece of string that I used. Just love it. And again, I decided to do a lot of journaling on this layout, and I'm going to add some mint paint splatters, and you can see how pretty the white butterflies look. It's just really lovely. I just love that bit of texture on that side. I also love the gold. I just love gold embellishments. I'm just so happy it's in fashion right now. So yeah, so while I'm trying to cut with this useless pair of scissors, I have a Christmas class that's available on iheartstudio.ca. And if you like my way of scrapbooking and my way of teaching, then I think you would absolutely love this class. People have been super kind of how much they love the class, and it's 12 little projects. It's not just scrapbooking stuff, it's little actual things that you can make for your house, Christmas crackers, name placeholders, little snow globes, fun things. Also a Christmas journal. And I think if you want to delve into it now, this will be like a week that you have to get into it. So please go and have a look at it, and I really appreciate your support and love and just everything in general. So thank you so much for watching. This video is almost done. I will show you one more detail at the end. I'm just adding some paint splatters with my big brush. It's also my October afternoon, and I wish they would bring back these beautiful colors. And I'm just going to add my journaling to this layout. Again, I'm going to journal a lot. So come onto my blog, wilnafurstenberg.com, and come and check out the little gallery where I'll show you more of this layout. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.